Calling on Canada's female entrepreneurs. There's a new venture capital fund in town. Disruption Ventures is focused exclusively on investing in companies founded and led by female entrepreneurs. It will kick off fundraising today with a $30 million goal. This could make it the biggest of its kind across Canada. To find out how this will change our startup scene, we're joined by Elaine Kunda, managing partner at Disruption Ventures. Thanks for doing this. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
What are you looking for specifically when you're trying to figure out a company or an idea or whatever it is to invest in? What is it that you're looking for?
So I'm looking for companies that kind of disrupt the industry that they're in. So primarily technology, but I'll look outside of technology if it makes sense. So something that's innovative, new, and changes the landscape that they're in. So highly scalable and highly innovative.
These things take time to come together. I get that. This one took a long. You came up with this idea. Do I have this right? Back in 2012?
Yeah, I had sold a company and I was trying to figure out what to do next. And I kept meeting female entrepreneurs that were struggling to raise money, and I thought, wow, there's this great opportunity that no one's actually tapped into. And so there's an underserved, underutilized group of the population. I threw the idea around, and no one seemed to really think it was a great idea except for me at the time, and I shelved it. And in the last 6 months, I realized if there's ever a time, this is it. And so I decided to jump in.
So you go ahead, you launch it, word gets out. What's the response been like?
So the response has been huge. It's been fantastic. I have been getting equal positive response from men as I am from females. People who are taking a personal interest in making sure, I had one email today from a female CEO. She said, we need to make sure you're oversubscribed. And, I think the general feeling is this is a great opportunity, not just for women, but for the Canadian economy as a whole. Venture is such a critical part of our economy. It funds innovation. And if we believe that, then we're leaving a whole segment of the population untapped. And so we really need to make that investment.
And if you hit your goal, you'll be the biggest of your kind in the country. Are there others like it, though? Like there's a BDC fund that's similar, right?
There's BDC funds and through Mars.
Right.
And, there are a lot of micro funds out there, but I believe I will be the biggest on the private side, outside of the government. So.
But to get there, does it take a different mindset or a different approach about the way you think about investing? And is that drawing in a different kind of conversation when you're going through those emails that you're getting from people about this?
So I don't know if it's a different approach about investing. I think it's a different approach about mining. And what I mean by that is finding that deal flow. I believe it's out there. There is this common misconception that there just aren't enough female founders out there, and that's why there aren't enough deals being done. And I don't actually believe that. There's research that suggests what's causing the problem, and then there's anecdotal information. And at the end of the day, I just want to kind of change course and really take advantage of what I believe is an untapped market.
Have you seen some of those issues in getting access to funding yourself firsthand? I mean, you've built up companies.
Yeah, I've never struggled with raising money. I mean, raising money is really hard, no matter who you are. I've been fortunate that I've been able to raise the money that I've needed. But I quite often come up against women who I think are, smarter than me, very capable, have wonderful ideas, and they've struggled to raise money, and I can't figure out why.
Walk this out 5 years from now. What does success look like? Beyond getting a couple of hits, is it changing the conversation? Is there a broader social good that you would like to accomplish, and what would that be? So there was a reason that I chose Disruption Ventures, because I didn't want it to just be female focused. My hope is that in 5 years, we won't have to have a female focused fund, and that I'll be ready to disrupt something else that needs attention. So I think as we start to see more women in senior roles in venture, this will change. And change happens slowly, so you really have to
stay the course and do something different to create change, and I hope to help do that.
Change does happen slowly, but when it does happen, it seems to happen all at once.
Sure.
Are we in a moment now? Do you think the window's open that we can really affect some change and,
Yes.
and finally get this done?
Yeah, I believe from the response that I've had from the people who have stepped up, John Albright and Relay Ventures is a perfect example. I think it took 15 minutes of conversation for him to say, I'm in. Let's talk about how I can support you. And they've been fantastic in their support. I don't know, well, it would have been much more difficult to do this without them. And so I think, and he's recognizing, a message he sent me last night, there's a lot of noise around this. This is great. And so, when you start to get that momentum, the goal is to take advantage of it and really do something with it.
Well, let us know who you find, and maybe bring them back on the show. Okay. We can have a conversation and see sort of where we're at 6 months or a year from now.
Okay, I would love that.
Really nice to see you. Thanks for doing this.
Nice to have me.
Elaine Kunda is the managing partner at Disruption Ventures.